So for this question here, we've got a classic find the equation of a line question. So it says that a line is perpendicular to the line y equals 2x minus 5, and it passes through the point minus 6 minus 8. And we want to find the equation. So it seems like we don't know much about this, but in fact we do, and we can definitely find the equation of this line just from the information given. So we're going to be using our formula, which is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. And to use this, x1 and y1 are both, they're the x value and y value of any point on that line, and m is the gradient of the line. So let's think about the gradient first. Well, what do we know about it? We know that it's perpendicular to this. And if you remember, when we're looking at perpendicular gradients, they multiply to equal minus 1. So if the gradient of this line is 2, this is just reading this as y equals mx plus c. We know that this bit here represents the gradient. So we know that the gradient of our line has to be minus 1/2, because that's what we multiply by 2 to get minus 1. I've also described it as flipping it and putting a minus sign on. So we've got the gradient, and you'll see here it's just straight away given to us a point that it passes through. So now we've actually got everything to put this information into this equation. So we'll do exactly that. Y minus, now the y value of the coordinate that it passes through equals m, so that's minus 1/2, lots of x minus x1. And now let's just tidy this up. So y plus 8 equals minus 1/2 x plus 6. So that's just seeing that two negatives make a positive in a couple of places. Then to get rid of that horrible fraction, I'm going to multiply this all up by 2. So I get 2y plus 16 equals minus x plus 6. Then I'm going to expand out this bracket on the right-hand side. Minus x minus 6. Then I'm going to subtract 16. So 2y equals minus x minus 22. And then finally, I'm going to divide by 2. So y equals minus 1/2 x minus 11. And here we've got it in our y equals mx plus c form. And just as we said, the gradient is going to be minus 1/2. And now we also know that the y-intercept is minus 11. But more importantly, this is the equation of that line in a form that we know and are familiar with, and this is the answer to the question.